Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
And welcome to Minutes with the Mayor, brought to you by Mercantile Bank. I'm Bob Gough. My guest today is the City of Quincy's engineering manager, Steve Bange. You know, we get this ice, we get this cold, we get this ice, we get this cold. Great for streets, huh?
Yes, great, exactly. No.
But it does exacerbate the problem, right?
Right, yes, definitely this freeze-thaw, the ice gets in the cracks, pops those potholes. That's what, every day we're probably doubling our amount of potholes that got filled up last year. So
yeah, and when the mayor came in, we were big on filling the potholes, got that done. But that is a never-ending battle for the guys in your department, correct?
Right. Yeah, especially the Central Services Department. They could be out there pretty much day in, day out, and especially now, because you can go one day, hit the street, one block, and you turn around the next day, and hey, there's 4 more potholes out there for them. So.
And it's not only that though. They can. I mean, we've had some situations where we've had some like real sinkholes pop up, right?
Right, and that goes down to the basically the underground infrastructure. You got the old water mains, the old sewer lines. We have an idea of what's down there, the age of it, but then every now and then something new pops up.
Is that when you're tackling that? What is the system you use to detect and determine the severity and the order in which these things need to be fixed?
Okay, I guess starting at the top, which is the surface, last year we used to always kind of just drive them and rate the streets. That takes time, and it takes especially quite a bit of time just to keep track of write down, okay, this street we'll rate it. There's a system as far as you rate it down, but say 1 to 5. And then some days one street might look like a 4, the next day you drive over it and somebody else looks at it, that's a 3. So it's really objective.
Yeah.
Last year we got this new system. Basically you take a Pixel phone and you set it up in the window and you just drive the streets and it downloads the data, the videos, and then this company uses AI to actually rate the street objectively.
Really?
Yes. So we've gotten, I'd say, probably about 95% of the streets we did last fall with that.
So is that system something where it not only, I mean, you've got the surface, but it also, somehow, you guys also know what's going on there underneath. So is that all factored in?
Well, that's factoring in the surface. Mm-hmm. So that really helps. It gives us an objective number to look at on the surface. It does really good like out in the subdivisions when we just have asphalt pavement. It really helps us compare and see where the problems are with that. Where it doesn't do as well and where we got the big projects is the underground things. And it also doesn't pick up when it's bumpy per se, because it's picking up the visual cues. Underground, what we have is basically our old maps for water mains. And they're dated, so like we know when this water main was put in say 1894, things like that. And we also know the material of the water main. There's certain water mains that were probably put in the 70s, 60s in there. It's called transite. Those are notoriously brittle.
Like I said, it's all in it. Anything that's, you got that old refrigerator or whatever that was built in the 60s and 70s, it might still be running, but the one you get in
exactly. I mean, you can have the cast iron water main from the 1920s underground, and you can pave over that, do everything on top of it, and it holds up great. You run into one of these what they call transite water mains. Yeah, you go or do some paving over it, and a year or 2 later, all of a sudden we've got issues. So
and
it's a mix of that.
I'm sure it was a cost thing back in the day, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a water main person.
That's not your.
That's
not my job.
No, but I'm guessing it's like a lot of things. At the time, it was the best technology, and it was something new. And this is going to save us money and be long term. And unexpected consequences.
You got enough to take care of with the streets, right?
Right.
So you let Conti and those other guys worry about what's under there. You've got to take care.
No, it does play into it.
It does, yeah, because again, you don't want to. You guys have to work in tandem because I know the thing has been, hey, if we've got to fix something, let's make sure that we don't put a brand new road in there when we know we have to go. We're going to have to get under there in another year or two.
Right.
You know, just patch it, fix it, get what it needs to be done in those pipes, get that where it's taken care of for the foreseeable future. Then you go in and put the good road in because that's what you don't want to. Again, you just don't want to have to rip it up again.
Right. We don't want to rip it up again, and we run in that too with the lead service lines. So there's like, say we're just going to resurface a street. A couple of years ago, a good example was like 25th Street, just south of Broadway. There was probably like two or three lead service lines there. So part of that contract, we have the contractor come in, replace those lead service lines, and then we'll do a resurface. So yeah, there's spots around town that it's kind of spot, and then we also, last year in the northwest part of town we had an EPA grant to do a larger area of lead service line replacements.
And you're also working in tandem with IDOT because of all the work they're doing on Broadway.
Right.
So you have to decide because they'll have the Broadway section, then you'll have, say, like you said, 24th or 18th or whatever leading up to that. So you have to coordinate all that, especially with all the work that's been done this year.
Right. Right. So like last year, our two big projects was replacing the water main under Broadway, and we basically went from 13th Street all the way out to 30th Street. So that was our big project, getting that done last year. Now IDOT, it's all them out there right now doing their improvements.
Trying to just the new surface.
They're doing the new surface. They're fixing, replacing traffic signals, updating the corners for ADA.
And you still put the traffic signal in at 25th, right?
Yes, the traffic signal's still going in at 25th.
Some people aren't happy about that.
Some people are.
Some people are. Some people aren't. Okay. I guess the other thing to talk about is, in part of that, is the safety factor. I know that last year Michelle did a story on the fact that, there are times when it's frustrating and traffic's backed up and it's down to one lane. But when you've got those guys and gals out there working, you just need to be careful and keep an eye out.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to watch out driving through these traffic zones like that, especially along Broadway. You never know when a piece of equipment's going to happen to swing out. You got to be aware. The workers got to be aware both ways. So.
And they're just doing their job.
Exactly.
And you do want a smooth road.
Right. You do want a smooth road.
You can't complain about bumpy Broadway and then complain while it's getting fixed. And then when it's smooth, remember all the complaining you did, between those two times.
Right.
So, okay. Well, Steve, as always, we appreciate you coming and talking to us about what's going on in the city.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. That's all the time we have for now. Once again, thank Mercantile Bank for sponsoring Minutes with the Mayor. I'm Bob Gough. We'll see you next week.
Bass says, lock 'em up. Pratt says, let 'em go. It really is as simple as that. J.B. Pritzker's Safety Act eliminates cash bail and puts dangerous criminals back on the street. Tim Bass opposes the Safety Act. Chris Pratt supports the Safety Act. For a judge who rules in favor of a safer community, vote Tim Bass on or before Tuesday, March 17th.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
I'm Chris Pratt. I've lived and worked in Quincy my entire life. I started out in our local restaurants, built my career as an attorney, and today I'm honored to serve our community as a judge. Giving back and serving the people of Central Illinois has always been at the heart of my work. This community raised me, supported me, and shaped who I am. That's why I believe in justice, rooted in the values of the people who live here. I'm Chris Pratt, and I'm asking for your vote on March 17th in the Republican primary for Circuit Judge. Thank you.